Hi, it's Karen again. I'm having a good day, so I thought I'd make another video. Um, this video series and channel, as well as my health, is a work in progress, so not everything's going to be perfect, but that's okay. That's not what it's about. It's about progression. Um, Today, I wanted to start my video off on a positive note, things that make me happy, which is my pets, and this is Boudreaux. So I can get him in the frame. This is Sir Boudreaux. Oh, he's talking already. I got Boudreaux for my 50th birthday, and I call him Boudreaux Boudin, and he's quite a little spitfire. I was about to put on my glasses. I don't need them for this. Um, I got him about August 8th in 2020. It was for my 50th birthday. So I think his birthday is around July 28th, somewhere around there. But he's an interesting little guy. He's got kind of the attitude, but he's still the sweetest thing. In the springtime, when squirrels fall out the tree or get kicked out or whatever, little tiny baby pink squirrels, he will literally bring them inside through the pet door and drop them right there. So I hear this thing squeak, and then I got to get dressed and drive 45 minutes to bring it to the animal life refuge that takes care of these things. But he doesn't hurt them, he actually saves them. But the odd thing is, when he was younger, he'd pull earthworms out of the ground, and I guess he'd eat them. I don't know. I had to leave, but to sit there and watch a cat pull an earthworm out of the ground is just really odd. So he saves squirrels, and I guess he eats earthworms. I don't know, but he kind of grew out of that. But he still brings me baby squirrels at times. But today, hopefully this will be a little more fun video. Things are better today, so I want to talk about rebuilding my life after 50. One of the things I'm doing, and if you've been following my story so far, it's only been 3 videos at this point. You know that a few years ago, my whole body and life went through a transformation. He's going to want out in a minute. I know that, so I'll probably have to get up and let him out. But today, I wanted to share something different, not the past so much, but the present. One of the things that I'm doing to move forward, and it's been really difficult for me to get back to. So I am rebuilding my life piece by piece, and because starting over is one thing, staying committed to that starting over, that's where the real work begins, and that's what's been so difficult for me. I used to be on schedule and just run, this time this, but everything has completely changed. So that's kind of the point of this vlog. So help me make myself accountable, and in hopes that anybody else struggling with similar things that'll help them with the process too. Because I haven't been able to find anyone to follow. I've just been having to figure this stuff out on my own. So doing all this, trying to get my life and body back, is kind of bringing me back to my competition days, which, they're over with, but God, do I miss them. So when I was doing those shows, it always helped me to find somebody doing it also. It always helped to know that somebody's following the same strict regimen of dieting and training and cardio, because it's just lonely and isolating. Just it helps to know somebody else is going with it, going through it with you too. So contest prep can be relentless, and so are health struggles and health issues. So what rebuilding my life actually looks like for me. So people think that rebuilding your life means like a new job, a new house, a new car, a new identity. But the truth is, at least for me, it's rebuilding starts with a small, almost the invisible steps that nobody sees. They just don't. So for me, it's getting back into a morning routine. It's slowly reintroducing weight training to my life. It's treating recovery like a full-time job is really what it is. And it's learning to work with my body instead of against it, or even pushing hard like I used to. And it's also giving myself permission to have slow days and even rest days without the guilt. So I know none of these things look impressive from the outside, but they're life-changing for me on the inside. And so rebuilding my body, and after over 30 years of building muscle and being in fitness, so that's one thing I want to talk about, is the fitness aspect. So before my cold that I got, I spent decades lifting heavy weight. I knew how to push, I knew how to grind, I knew how to go heavy or go home. That's what I lived by. Now, after this lingering cold rebuilding for me now is, walking instead of doing the intense cardio. It's general basic weight training instead of lifting that heavy poundage. It's celebrating every rep rather than that personal best, and it's rebuilding my strength at a slower pace than what I'm used to. So I'm not training like a meathead anymore or like a competitor anymore. It's just to get my health and body back. That's what I'm aiming to do. And I don't plan on gaining the amount of muscle that I once had. That's not what I want anymore. I just really want me back. That's all I really want, me and my health back. Let me take care of Boudra. I'll be right back. Come on, Boo. You a kiss. See you later, handsome. He's such a good boy. So, with that, I'm having to rebuild my mindset differently, really. But with my background in fitness, I know what to do in the gym, and I'm pretty advanced. And the problem is I keep gravitating to that heavy lift, and maybe the first 2 weeks I lift, 12 and 15 reps, and I'm jumping right back in that heavy weight, and it's just not working. And then I end up quitting because I'm getting injured because my joints have weakened over time, and the ligaments and tendons, I have to account for that. And I'm just so used to pushing, and I don't have to take a step back. I really have to take a leap back and just kind of rebuild with baby steps. So I've taken a step back, and I'm actually using, surprise to me, is the Body for Life program. I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but it's actually a good book, and I have it around here somewhere. I wouldn't get rid of it. It was given to me back in the day. But it's really good for beginners to, it's a great guide to weight training and learn how to eat good. It was created by Bill Phillips, and it was popularized by his Body for Life transformation. And in fact, one of the very first body transformation challenges back in the 1990s, there was supposed to be one winner, and Bill was so impressed at the amount of people who entered and actually had amazing body transformations. He and his team couldn't choose just one winner. They actually chose 10 winners. So, they even surprised themselves with, they transformed their challenge because there were so many great transformations. And I think each competitor got about $10,000 cash. They got a Corvette and other great expensive gifts. And the cool thing is, I knew one of the guys that entered and won the contest. He made the top 10, so it was really great to know somebody that entered. But what was shocking, and I was pretty new in fitness at this time. This was the early 90s. I was still a little wet behind the ears learning. So what myself and other competitors couldn't understand is how these people who never worked out, they made these dramatic body transformations, and just by following this book, and none of us really understood it. But after years of being in this sport and actually coaching and training people and just living it, I realized that the book took a completely untrained and undieted body and implemented this well thought out and working program, and these people just made amazing body transformations in 12 weeks. It's really jaw dropping. You ought to look it up if you get a chance, if you hadn't heard from it. So that's where I'm starting. I'm starting on a clean slate. I'm still dealing with the health issues that I have to deal with every day, and it's kind of like this. But I'm trying to implement this training program because I know it works, and I know it's for the untrained body to make great results. So I'm rebuilding my body and my health one step at a time, as I keep saying. So going back for me to the gym now, I'm not training 2 body parts a day, 10 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, which is what I'm used to. It just ain't working no more, not on this body. I really had to take a step back. I don't know what made me turn to Body for Life, but I did. So I'm doing the program, but not in full. I'm just doing the training part right now because at the moment that's all I can handle. It's working so far because it's getting me into the gym and what I can lift at the moment. I'm not nearly to the degree I used to be. So I looked over the training aspect again, trying to remember why it was so effective. I have more knowledge under my belt now, so it's because it trains your muscles in a very strategic manner, which is what I like, and that's kind of how I base my training principles on. But this book does it in such a way that it keeps it simple. It really does, and you get the same effect as I gotta say competitors, because I've seen the body transformations. But it's really designed for the person that hasn't worked out that I've noticed. So that's the people that's going to have the best effects and the best transformations. So, but the concept is broken down. I took some notes so I don't go off in the left field, which I have a tendency of doing. The concept is broken down and training each muscle group about 1 or 2 times a week. They kind of overlap over a 2-week process. So cardio is about, I think it's 3 days a week and only for 20 minutes, but they're using the HIT for my high HIIT HIT, high interval intense training. Let me try that again. High intensity interval training. That's it. It's been a long time. So all of it is a format of muscle training suggested, and I really like it because when I first came into the industry, I was in beast mode. I was lifting heavy, and so I didn't understand how something so simple can work so greatly and get such great results in 12 weeks. But the Body for Life program, it utilizes one compound movement for each body part, and you start off with a poundage that you can do for 12 reps. But you gotta control yourself because each set after that, you want to go a little bit heavier if it's, even if it's 2 pounds or 5 pounds. So you start off your first set for about 12 reps at a weight you can manage. So you next, after a minute of rest, you take a rest, and then you do your next set for 10 reps with a little bit heavier weight, and then you move up the poundage to 8 reps, and then you move up the poundage to 6 reps, and that's your strength mode. That's where you really build your muscle. And then after that, you take a minute rest, and you drop back down to that first original weight that you used, and you pump out 20 reps. And then without any rest, you hit one isolation movement. Boom, that body part's done. You move to the next one. And you can actually get a full workout in about 45 minutes to an hour and feel great and feel like you've really done something. And the great part of it is if you follow the whole system, I mean diet, training, and the cardio, you can really make some great body transformations in 12 weeks. I'm not there yet. I'm just doing the weight training part at the moment. But I want to cover some other things. I took, taking some notes. I got to follow my little guideline here until I get used to speaking on camera. But it's not necessarily for the experienced weight trainer. I mean, you can use it if you're experienced, but it's really effective for someone brand new to lifting. And that's kind of where I feel I am right now. And it's the fact that people can literally use this program, do it for 12 weeks, have impressive results. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody can start from scratch, use this program and enter a competition. That's how much faith I have in it, and I've seen the results on people. So that's why I'm excited today. I get to talk about fitness a little bit. It's something I thought I had abandoned. But again, it's still a struggle for me to get into the gym. But this Body for Life program really, it helps me. I'm not in there as often as I like, but when I get in there, I do the work. So it's the blueprint for the newbie. The thing is, I'm not on the diet protocol. I'm not on any diet protocol at the moment. I just tried to improve my nutrition a few days ago. I'm not doing cardio yet. I'm just not there yet. When my body gives me the green light, my health gives me the green light, I'll start implementing that. And I doubt it will be the HIIT, the HIT. It's probably going to be some walking and stuff like that, and I'll build myself gradually. Again, very slowly, work in progress. But I'm doing the weight training. I try to get in that gym 3 times a week. I really try. It's not the easiest thing. So, in closing, I wanted to share this video. I really enjoyed the bodybuilding lifestyle when I lived it. I really miss it. It's been a struggle to find an avenue back, but I found a bridge to help me get back, and I'll just see where it takes me. That's all I can say for now. But I feel like it's a stepping stone to take me to the next step, wherever that is. I don't know where it is yet. So all I have to say is I'm doing my best, and things are getting better, and I hope that they are for you too. Thank you.